Alright, we're back. So instead of trying to cut this thing with a milling machine, I think I'm going to sand it. So this is my pretty flat table. You can also use an old drill press table. Most of these are fairly flat, so not too bad. These surface grinder tables look flat, but most of them are not. The old steel ones like this are. The aluminum ones like this are not. Milling machines are pretty flat, but the problem is you got these big grooves in the middle, so if you sand there, it doesn't do anything. It only sands when it's got metal under it supporting your paper here, so there's only so much you can do. So this is a nice flat machine table, so it's pretty good. I'm going to use it. These are old sandpapers here. So if you watched the last knucklehead video, I did a lot of sanding on its pump for like hours. So anyway, this was 120 grit before it got broken in. This one was 180 grit before it got broken in, which means it's a lot finer now. This is 3M professional grade paper, which means it's very fine finishing. Not the grit, but the quality of the paper. All the grit is pretty equal in size. It's not a bunch of big fat ones stuck in there and a bunch of low ones. The average grit size is very, very close, so it's high-end paper. Here's another 120 grit. There's another 120. So these are different grades of being how used they are. These newer ones here, the brighter purple ones you got are more new. This one's pretty new here. This one's what's this one? 120. It's like 120 is my common number. Here's one I was using a lot of. See how it's all broken up, which still works just fine for oil pumps because you're only using the part that's bad. But you can see how it's well glazed up and broken in, so it's way finer than 220. Here's your regular sandpaper here. You get an auto parts store. What's this, 180 grit, I'm guessing. These little strips will work fine because you're on a flat surface. The problem is the paper catches up on the edge here. And see when you come down and push down like that with a part, when you're pushing the paper down, it cuts more on that leading edge because it's digging into it. So that's the problem with paper. Now your pro grade paper, they used to make this one with a sticky back, but they quit doing that. So this is not sticky back. That means it would stick to the table. Some of these other ones were sticky back. I saw one that was pro grade sticky. Sandpaper. There's one that's sticky. Figures I'm not seeing it now. Yeah, one of these I thought said sticky on the back. But anyway, they made it a few years ago. It was sticky, then they quit making the sticky backs. This is not sticky. This one, no, doesn't say. Anyway, there used to be something with sticky back. Anyway, doesn't matter. You want to hold the paper down flat, you're going to have to hold it on the leading edge and then shove forward. If you come backwards and the paper wads up on you, you got junk paper. When you get a big crease in there, that's going to cut a lot more on that leading edge. We're trying not to cut a bunch on one end. You want to keep it moving around, try to keep it as flat as you can, so your surface is flat. Okay, we measured this before. We're at 123 or so. Still 123. I want to take 7th thou off. That's going to put us about 16. So we get down to 15 or 16. That's the number we're looking for. And we want it to even all the way across. That tells me we're flat. When you start cutting more on one side than the other, then that's a problem. Now you look at the surface area. You got a lot of surface area here and a lot up in here. So these two are going to cut relatively evenly. But these sides are going to cut quick because there's not much material here. So you don't want to be going much this direction because it's going to want to cut. You want to cut more this way and more this way because this has more of a leading edge, more material to remove. Side to side is going to be, it's going to want to make it more bevel shaped, which we don't want. So, goes like that. Initial cut. You can see where you're cutting right here, right along this edge, a dimple right here, all low through here. Now it's pushing this direction. Now we go ahead and push the other way. Now you want to make sure you don't push right here because there's no support here. if you push right here, it's going to cut all the metal right here and go down, which might be, I might have too much pressure right there. Because I put my hand on that, I need to put my hand more forward, not here. So same thing, but in a different holding area. Okay, that time I got it more even, because now I pushed in the center instead of on this edge like I did the first time. So I induced a problem when I did it that way. When I corrected the problem, it cut flatter. You can see how much a difference it makes. Just how you hold it, how you push on it, it all makes a difference. Now I'm pushing this way. If I push more on this edge, it will cut more on the bottom. So depending on where you put your maximum pressure is how much you cut. Okay, we're already all flat. Let's see how flat it really is. 22 and a half. 23, 22 and a half. 20. 22 over here. So we've got a little bit too much material is being removed right here. This is the next most cutting, this is pretty even. This is our low spots. We need to put more pressure back here. So we need to cut more like this, pushing here. Try to keep that surface flat. And we only took off half a thou. Comes off slow. Now the leading edge is going to want to cut more, but I'll put more pressure here, so hopefully it keeps it flatter. In the real world, it's probably making a shape like this. That's why every now and then you got to turn it 90 degrees and cut the other way. Look at your sand marks. Whichever the last way you went down, you should have lines going that way. If you don't see lines going that way, but they're going this way, that means that's a low spot. So you look at your pattern, how you're cutting. This one looks like it's cutting pretty even, pretty flat. Come back and measure it, see where we're at. 22, 21 now down there. Ooh, 19, we cut quite a bit on that side. And over here, 20. Okay, so I'm putting a lot of pressure on this side. It's cutting quite a bit on this corner. So I gotta more equalize my pressure. Maybe not press so hard. I put a slight angle on it to help square things up. It's like sanding in an X pattern, kind of. So you keep moving things around. Don't do the same thing each time. It'll stay flatter. Alright, see what we got. We just got to keep doing this over and over and over. There's 20, 18 over there, 21, moving around a little bit, check it again, 21, 20 and a half. It's not cutting over here, we've got to cut more on this side. 19 over here, 18. 19, it's kind of same side, so it's a matter of where the caliper catches stuff at. 19, 19. The micrometer would be more accurate. 21, so we're definitely to cut more on this corner. So that's pushing right here. Needs to be cut more. It's pretty even up on the top, but this corner here is higher than this corner. So I'm just going to push on this back corner, trying to cut more on that one corner. Okay, let's see what we got now. 20, went up. Got thicker. 18, not helping. 20, 21, 21. These numbers are bigger than we started with before. 21. We added metal. How'd we do that? 19. Okay, so this whole side here is thick. Not sure why we're getting a different number, but it is what it is. It's 20. 17. Ooh, thin right there. 18. 17.5, 18. Very thin right here. Quit cutting on that. Need more on this side, not this side. So we were cutting here, but it seems like we're digging more. We're cutting more metal here than we're cutting out where I want to. That's that leading edge thing. So let's reverse it. Try leading edge, but put more pressure on that corner. See if that helps us. And we got some fresher paper over there, so it cuts more on that corner. You can hear it cutting more. Let's see what happened this time. It dropped a half a thou. 19.5 now. There's 18 there. 17.5 there. 19.5 over there. 20. 21, 22, 20. So we definitely get more material out of here. We're cutting too much here. It's getting more even, but we need more here. So we'll put the leading edge that way. Probably more at this angle like this. Hard in your hand too. You can see how red it's getting. It's hard on it. Okay, I'm going to put more pressure on this side. Oh, that didn't work very well. It just went right up like that. That did not work. Don't do that. Okay, see how we did. 18.5, 19.5, still trying to go back to 20, still is 20 and right there. 18 when you come up to your tip, so the caliper's not quite square, which does not help you too much. 17. 16, right there is 16. 15, 17, 17, 17, 17. I'm measuring just on the tip of the caliper, so the caliper has a little taper built into it. 17, so we're not too bad. We're fairly even if you measure the caliper correctly each time. Okay, so we're pretty flat, but we have one spot was 15. I've got to be careful about that. So now I'm just going to start doing a bunch of Xing. Going to move it around a little bit, all different directions. Trying to make it flat and even. Okay, we know we got to measure on the tip to get accuracy, so 16.5, 15 even right there in the thinnest spot. 15.5, 15 even, 17 right there, 17 on that corner, this corner here, 16.5. So our thickest point's right here. And we're thick over here too. It's still higher up on this edge. It's really, really thin here where it's really thin. What a shocker. Concentrating cutting on this side here. 16, 15.5. 17 right there. 16.5. 16.5. Our thin spot right there. We're at 16 this time. 15 right there. Whoa, 14, we don't want that. 16 when you go over and measure it this way, so these calipers have a little bit of that taper to them. This is my bench set, not accurate set, so we're about 16 is where we're at. Calipers are a little uneven. It's definitely a little bit higher on this side here. So let's see what we can do about that. Ah, that hurt. Okay, I think we're going to be pretty close now. 15.5, 15, 16 right there, 16, 16.5 right on the edge. 16, that's also your thin part, we're getting 16 there. 16.5, 17 up there. 16, and our thin spot down here. 16, 16.5. 15 right there. Pretty consistently we're getting 15 on that edge. 14.5 down here, which we don't want to be seeing too much. Went back to 15, so 15. I think we better stop. We're 15 on the bottom. We're 16 here, 15 down here. Give or take a half a thou either way. We're pretty even though. Alright, so we got our number down. So I'm going to go clean this up and we'll see how it works in the pump gears. We'll be back.